Hey everyone, my name's Kristen and welcome to my Cathedral Garden. If you're new here, I am a homeschooling mom to 4 kids, and today we are talking all about how to fight the overwhelm. Come join me. This video is in collaboration with Anna from Just Making It Work. She is the host, but not only that, she has included a plethora of other ladies. So you can go to the playlist. I will have it linked in the description box below and find so many other ways that these mamas are helping to fight all the overwhelm and all the things that come at them in their lives. I know that there has to be so much goodness in this playlist. It's got to be a wealth of information, so be sure to check out the playlist description. And thank you to Anna from Just Making It Work for hosting this collaboration. How needed and how just perfect for this season and this time in life right now. How to fight the overwhelm. I have broken this down into 4 main points and overarching themes for my video. Number 1 would be have systems that work for you and your personality type. Number 2, utilize your tools. What do you have at your disposal that you could make sure you're utilizing? Number 3, communicate. Who you need to communicate to and how that will help. And number 4, don't forget the battle that you're a part of. So let's dig in. Number 1, the first thing I can say to fight the overwhelm, what's one practical thing you can do is to have systems that work for you. Now, my system fits my personality, but I know for sure, just from talking to other people, when I tell them about this system, that this wouldn't work for everyone. But for me, it's what keeps our house functioning at a minimum and working towards not just sinking the ship, okay? So have systems that work, but also that fit your personality. Don't try to be something that you're not. I am not an organized person by nature. I am not a clean freak by nature. Do I like things clean? Yes. But does it bother me if not everything is picked up all the time? Not as much as some people. And so I have to find something that fits my personality. I'm not going to be your type A. On Monday we do this, and on Tuesday we do that, and on Wednesday we do this. I much more would rather have a routine than a schedule. So let me show you what that looks like for me. And that is our chore chart and our behavior management chart. If y'all have been around for any length of time, you've seen this. I'm actually going to link this video down below and in a card right here where I talk all about how this works for us and what it does. But I did not want to leave here without saying, find something that works. This is not everybody's cup of tea. Looking around the day of to see what chores you think need to be done. But for me and my personality, this is what I like. And this is how our house functions. And you know what? It functions so much better than when I tried to fit somebody else's mold onto me. It fell apart and I felt like a failure, honestly. So my number 1 piece of advice would be to have a system, but to make sure that it fits who you are. So tip number 2, use your tools. Like I said, not an organized person by nature, and so sometimes in years past it would seem silly to me to write something down that I know is happening, such as practice or a field trip or something like that. Like, I know that's coming up. I don't need to write it down. It happens at the same, if it's practice, it happens the same time every single week. But eventually your brain gets too frazzled to keep up with all the practices for all the kids and all the play dates and all the this and all of that, and that might seem pretty obvious to most people unless you have a personality like mine. So use your tools. Utilize a homeschool planner. Utilize a calendar. I have a video that I will link right here as well, where I go through in depth both my homeschool planner and my daily planner. This planner is golden and it is a daily schedule. So I go through each day at the beginning of the day and write down what is upcoming, what I need to get done, a to-do list. It really helps me to stay on track. So definitely use your tools. Use teachers' manuals that are there for you. If you have a curriculum that uses those, don't try to reinvent the wheel for everything. Use your tools, use what you have in front of you. And that goes for you with your paper calendars or even your phone. Having a shared calendar, whether it's on Google Calendar or iCloud or iCal or something, have a way that you can communicate really well with everyone else in your family. One other thing that I found very practical, once again, we're going in kind of very nitpicky, but these are just folders that I picked up about a month into school. Actually, that's black, you can't really see. Let me grab this one. And this has been so great for the loose leaf pages that we have this year. Each of my kids has one, and I've just written down the days of the week that they need to do work, and the work that they need to do that day is in there. And when they are finished, there's a spot marked done. And if they did not complete something, there's a spot that is marked not done. I know if it's in the done spot that I need to grade it and then file it away. And I do that whenever I prepare for the next week. This has kept me accountable. It keeps up with their papers. I don't have just papers scattered everywhere all over my desk in our office. This has been a godsend, and it was from Amazon for a pack of 3, which was perfect because that's the amount of students that I have in our homeschool currently. So definitely find ways to make a problem manageable. My third point for how to handle the overwhelm is to communicate. Communicate with yourself. Utilize your tools that we talked about earlier. Use your homeschool planner. Use your calendar. Use your iCal. Write down what you need to do. Know what's going on and what's coming up. Don't just keep it all in your head. Do a brain dump. Communicate with yourself so you know what's going on. And it's when I start feeling completely overwhelmed, like the world is just crashing in and I'm not really doing anything well, whenever I hit that point, what I try to do is pull back and say, okay, what is the one thing that I want to be done, and I want to make sure I'm doing it well? What is the one thing I can develop into a habit that then will become easier? What's most important? And I concentrate my energies there. I communicate with myself, I think about it, and then I go. So for us this month, what is most important to me is read alouds, and then the fun part of homeschool, nature study and art. So those are what I'm concentrating on, making sure that I at least attempt to do. Communicate with yourself. And this doesn't have to be school related. If you want to make sure that you read your Bible every day, that can be it. What's the one thing you want to make sure gets done? Choose it and do it well. Not only do you need to communicate with yourself, it also helps if you communicate with your kids. Kids thrive on routine, we know that, but they also thrive on very tangible and knowable expectations. They love knowing what's expected of them and being able to do that. And so make sure that you have verbally said what you are wanting your kids to do. Even if you're saying it 5 million times, which that's not fun, believe me. But having a known goal to hit for kids, it's so incredibly helpful. The way we do that in our homeschool is that I have a checklist, and I say, okay, this is what you have to get done, and I set that up on Sunday evenings, and we use it for the week. And this is what goes in this school day. Here's what you have to do. Let's check it off. And my oldest especially loves that. He loves knowing exactly what he has to do. So make sure that you are communicating with yourself, with your kids, whether that is behavior-wise or school-wise or with chores. Let them know what's going on. And then lastly, communicate with your spouse. This was a really groundbreaking idea for me. I had a sister-in-law I was talking to and kind of just crying because I felt so overwhelmed and like I was failing at everything. And she said, "Have you asked your husband for help?" I was like, "No, I mean, he's working." And he goes, "Yes." She said, "Yes, but I bet he would help you and take some of this burden off of you. He just doesn't know how. You would not know how to go into his place of work and do his job and like with no one showing you what to do." It's the same here. Yes, he lives in this house, but he's walking into your work, to your domain, and he might just be as lost as everyone else is. So give him something he can do. And I thought, and I was like, that's a great idea. And that very night I said, "Hey, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Something that would really help me is if you would take care of breakfast 1 to 2 times a week." And guys, my husband was so grateful. He was so thankful that he could help me, that it was such a blessing. It improved my mood, and it was something small that he could do, and he knew I would like it. That was so easy. And honestly, I don't care. Make it something that he can handle. You know, I don't care what it is. You can make a gourmet breakfast, or you can go pick it up at the discount bakery aisle. I don't care, as long as I don't have to do it. And that has been so good. And he has kept that up now for about a year, which is so, it's just fantastic. And I'm so thankful. So communicate. Don't expect people to look around and to know what you want done. Last but not least, for sure not least, is my 4th point. And that point is, don't forget the battle that you're a part of, mama. Don't forget. The Bible tells us that there is an enemy out there, and he is prowling around like a roaring lion looking for something to devour. Don't forget what you're called to and what is going on around you, and suit up, armor up. And so what that might mean is preparing and making a spot for suiting up and armoring up in your life. Making a time for your quiet time. And you know what? That starts the night before. I remember hearing Abby from Rooted in Rest talk about how she learned that, I believe from Sonia Schaefer, is that your morning actually starts the night previous, and making sure that you are going to bed on time. I'm struggling, guys. I'm really struggling. Going to bed on time, that you have everything ready to go for in the morning when you need it, and that you're prepared. So armor up, having a quiet time, making sure that you have the time set aside in the morning. You can also create like a mom morning basket. I actually did a video on that. I'll leave it up here and down in the description of what was in mine. But having something that you can kind of use to pour into yourself, whether that is a book or that is kind of encouraging to you, or maybe it's just a light read, something that you would enjoy and do just for you. That's okay, mama. Put that there, because you're important. Your soul is important. Even if it does you no good, quote unquote, even if it teaches you nothing or elevates your heart or gives you something to strive for, if it's simply just because you enjoy reading, put it there. If that's music, put it there. Have something that will encourage you. It's like Mother Culture. This one I feel like is like a warm hug. Or have something there that takes your eyes off yourself and helps you to stop being a navel gazer, like, oh, I've got so much to do today, I'm the worst, I can't figure it out, looking down. And instead point your eyes up, or get your feelings that may not really be reality, and rearranges those and puts those back in the correct order. So maybe that's reading about other moms or other missionaries or something. Have some way for your eyes to be focused on what is truly important, because mama, it's a battle out there. Make time for yourself, but put things in there that are gonna gird you up for the battle ahead. Okay, you guys, that's it. That's what I have for helping to fight the overwhelm. I know that these were kind of really overarching themes, and a lot of them were just very evident, and why wouldn't anybody be doing that? But for me personally, this is how I have to fight the overwhelm that's just in my life. And these are the tools that I use when I feel it start to just spiral out of control. What are the things I go to? And this is it. Use my tools. What's the one thing I can do well? Who do I need to tell to help me? And what ways can they do so? How can I get my eyes off myself? Am I spending enough time with the Lord? Am I waking up to my kids, or am I waking up for my kids? When is my day starting? All of those things. This is what gets me back on track. So, thank you so much to Anna for hosting this collaboration. It's just so needed, and I'm just so thankful for your wisdom in including this at this specific time in the year. Make sure that you head on over to her channel and to the playlist down below where you can watch all the other mamas videos. If you are new here, I would love it if you would stick around by hitting that subscribe button, and let me know where you're from in the comments below, or if you have anything else that you think I could add to this to make the overwhelm just a little bit easier. I love hearing from y'all, so definitely put it in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any time I post anything new, make sure you hit the notification bell. All right, you guys. Bye.